one might ask, why must students prepare for these tests? We're talking about the قدرات and تحصيلي, for example. First of all, what is قدرات and what is تحصيلي? And a lot of parents, a lot of students in international schools, even they don't know the exact difference between these. Some people confuse the SAAT with SAT. It's very important that you know the difference between these tests. So the GAT over here, make sure you can see it. GAT is for القدرات, which is the test of your abilities, of your general abilities. It's called in Arabic القدرات العامة. In this one, they will give you two types of questions or two categories of questions. One is verbal. They will test your verbal skills in English. And the other one is quantitative. They will ask you some not too advanced topics, but they require really fast and quick and advanced skills, maybe more than knowledge in math. So it's verbal and quantitative. If you are familiar with the قدرات, this is exactly the same test, but in English. The SAAT, which is the one that we are covering here, is for the scholastic aptitude. Basically, they will be testing you in 4 scientific subjects: math, biology, chemistry, and physics, based on the curriculum in Saudi Arabia. So it's very important that you know the difference between, and there is, of course, SAT that's in America. That's not in Saudi Arabia. But why are these tests very important here? Yeah, sometimes you see students who are excellent in school. Their GPA in school is amazing, super. But because they might lack some good scores in SAT or GAT, they will see some difficulties getting admitted in universities in Saudi Arabia. Why? Because in Saudi Arabia, most, if not all, the universities will look at one or both of these tests, the SAT and GAT. Okay, so for example, let me show you an example here. And there might be some variations in 5-10% every year or so, but this is the King Fahd University of Petroleum and Minerals, which is considered the best university in many majors in the Middle East, okay, in scientific and engineering majors. If you look at their admission criteria, in fact, only 10% is attributed to the school GPA. So you might get 100% in your school. You think you are on the top of the world, but you see that the university is actually interested in your GAT and in your SAAT score. And there is way, way bigger weight attributed to these two tests than the grade or the weight attributed to the school GPA. And we have been in this training center for several years. We have always been surprised. Some parents, some students, they don't know this. They start preparing for the SAAT and the GAT either too late or they never prepare. They fight over small grades in school, but because they are oblivious, they are not aware of this fact, they are hit by reality. And this is why we are making this awareness session. This awareness session, yes, this is the training center, we are for a profit and so on and so forth. But what I want you to get out of from this session is at least the awareness of the importance of GAT and SAAT. Just be aware. Then you can prepare any way you want. You don't need to take a course with Leen. You can take a course with Leen. You can take a course anywhere. You can take books. We will show you some of the books that are not even our books, but we just want to achieve the message, send the message that it's extremely important for students in secondary school in Saudi Arabia who aim to study in Saudi Arabia their college degree. It's important that they attempt these two tests very well. And a lot of schools, they are not required to teach their students. So they say, well, you can go and prepare outside the school. And the school might do some initiatives, maybe not. But it's up to the student and up to the parents to work on preparing for these tests. So what are some of the challenges that are unique to international school students First of all, the lack of sources. يعني if you go to find books on قدرات or تحصيلي in Arabic, you will see tons. يعني there is a big wall in Jarir, for example, full of books on this. But if you go to the English section, you will see very, very few. In addition, there are lack of courses. They don't, either there are no courses at all, or there are very, very few courses that are eligible. And honestly, don't just take any course. يعني take a course that is accredited, that is really well prepared and has a good reputation, because we're talking about your future here. Okay, whether it is يعني a course or a book, make sure you take a very good resource. Okay, so today we're going to talk to you a little bit about this. Now, this is what the appointment or the time for registration. I'm sorry for those who only speak English, but this is a screenshot from the Education and Training Evaluation Commission, which announced the dates for the tests. If you can read this in Arabic, obviously it says the registration. This is, of course, from the last season, from the beginning of this year, 2024. Yani for the next one, they still did not announce it. So they are saying that the registration is in February. So in February, if they do the same thing next year, in February, you will be asked to go online and register for the SAAT course, the subject of this live session. And the test itself is in May. They have done it in May this year. So next year, if they don't change their plan, it will also be in May or something along these lines. Okay? So it's very, very important that you start planning for you to be ready to take the course somewhere in Q2 next year. Right. Now, allow me to welcome my colleague and very dear friend, Mr. Hassan Al-Hadab, who happens to be the mathematics teacher of the math section of SAAT. He is very kind to join us today to give you a little bit of the test itself and a little bit about a flavor, if you will, about the math test. And he's very, very knowledgeable. He has got actually more than 10 years of experience in teaching qiyas tests, and he's also a certified trainer by the National E-Learning Center. And he's joining us today to give us a little bit of his wisdom. Mr. Hassan, are you with us?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Alaikum salam. The mic is yours, sir.
شكرا محمد والله يعطيك العافية على المقدمة. Good evening everyone. If you can hear me, please type 1 in chat. Thank you. Let me change the there we go. Change the slide. And we'll come to this session where we talk about the SAAT test. Okay, I'll go through some of the points where Mr. Muhammad have clarified many of the points, and then he will continue clarifying the other points. Now, as we have said, Mr. Muhammad, that many students, they confuse the SAT with SAAT. The SAAT test is the test here in Saudi Arabia. This is for the student in the 12th grade here in school. Okay, for the international school, they have to take this test to be able to join an institution here in Saudi Arabia, like college and universities. So this is the test. Okay, this test is measuring the achievement in 4 subjects. Okay, so it's not a skill test. It's not an aptitude test. It's about achievement in certain subjects. Okay, now the subject this test is covering is biology, chemistry, physics, and mathematics. So this is the thing we have to pay attention to. So this test consists of 4 subjects. Okay, it's different than SAT, where there is a subject test. This is a test, it's like the subject test, but all of them in one. Okay, it's not separate. Okay, so this is one thing we have to know about the test, is about the 4 subjects, which is biology, chemistry, physics, and mathematics. Second, How many times can you take the test during the year? You have 2 chances. And these 2 chances are close to each other. The difference between them is only 2 to 3 weeks, okay? So almost at the same period of time. Like within 1 month, there are like only 2 chances, okay? We assume that based on the previous dates, it's going to be somewhere in May next year, okay? So we assume in this date, this is not an official date, but if we just measure this date to the previous years, it's going to be sometimes around May next year. The duration of the test is almost 2.5 hours from you enter the center till you leave. Now, someone would say, okay, it's October 1st. It's like we have maybe like, I don't know, 7-8 months till the test. I would say yes, but if you know what you have to face in this test, you know why we have to talk early about this test, because it's not really something you can handle in 1 or 2 weeks, okay? So that's why Leen Development Center has to give this introduction because of this reason. Now, why this is important? Why do we have to prepare early? Because this test consists of the official Saudi 3 years high school curriculum, which is math, physics, chemistry, mathematics. So you have to be aware and good and to get a review of a 3-year of physics, biology, chemistry, mathematics. So do you guys see the how big is the test? I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm just want to be aware. Okay? So, and also we have to pay attention that for the 10th grade, this is the 10th grade, okay? The 10th grade, it's only 20% of the test. For the 11th grade, it's 30% of the test. And for the 12th grade, it's 50% of the test. So half of the test is from the 12th grade. Makes sense? So for the first year of high school, which is the 10th grade, is going to be 20%. 20% of the mathematics subject, of the chemistry subject, of the physics, of biology. Okay? Makes sense? So I think this is making sense. Why do we have to prepare early for this? Okay? So that's why we have to prepare. Now, the exam consists of sections. You don't get all the problems at once. It's going to be sections, 5 sections, but these sections are mixed with the problems. It's not one section for math, one section for biology. No, no, no. The questions are mixed all together, okay, in each section. So in each section, you're going to have math, physics, biology, chemistry. 5 sections, 22 questions, each section, 25 minutes for each section, okay? I'll move on. Now, this is to talk about like tips how to prepare for the test. Okay, so if you prepare for any test, the first advice we give a student, so you have to pay attention. The first advice we give a student is to look for previous test problem. This is the way to start preparing for the test. It's not going to take the high school textbook and trying to study. It's not, this is the way to start. The way to start is to look for old tests. We call them here تجميعات. Okay, so you look for تجميعات. This is the first step to start. Second, once you start studying, you would see some formulas you have to memorize. some of the formulas. Then you have to put them all in one sheet so you can see them at once and just get used to them. Second, in this test, there is no penalty for wrong answer. No penalty for wrong answer. So what does that mean? Don't leave any questions unanswered. Make guess, and we'll go. If you study well, you can see that how can you eliminate bad choices? You can eliminate sometimes one, sometimes two. Some of the problems you can eliminate 3 choices. Okay, makes sense. So this is one skill you have to get during studying. Also, just remember this one. This test is a time test where you have a specific time for each problem. What does that mean? There is no lengthy computation is needed. It's not really a math test. It's not really a physics test where you have to go through lines and use many formulas to solve the
Mr.
problem.
Hassan, Mr. Hassan, if you can make can you get closer to the mic? Just a little bit closer عشان نسمع.
Okay, I've changed the mic position. So how is it now? Still, or is it better? Okay. Okay, so this is important. So there is no lengthy computation. So this is important because if you know this, you would say, okay, I know now I don't have to spend time for specific problems. So what type of the problems and how can I prepare for them? Okay, and also if you know an answer for a question, you don't have to go through calculation, just do it. Choose the right answer and move on. Okay, and you have to learn how to keep a track of time, and we're going to talk about this one now. I'm going to go through simple questions, sample for the math section, but this can apply for the other sections, okay? So the reason I'm going to talk here, so many students, they don't really get the big idea of the test. So they think it's going to be the same as the problems in the curriculum, but let's just go and talk about something to give us an insight. So the problems for this test, since all the problems are MCQ, multiple choice problems, they could be classified. So if you go through تجميعات, all tests, you'd see problem can be classified either where you have to recall facts or basic concepts, okay? So some of the problems, just you have to recall facts. You don't have to do anything. It's like either you know or you don't know. That's it. No calculation, no thinking. Either you know or you don't know. There is another type of the problems, which is using information in a new situation. It's like, it's not really a big application. It's like you have to make an idea of this information in a new situation, okay? This is the most of the problems are in this category, and we're going to see type of this one, okay? And even in this section where you have to use information in a new situation, it's not really lengthy computation. It's just like 1 or 2 or 3 lines. That's it. The some of the problems you have to draw connections amongst idea, but this is like rare. Some questions in each sections. Okay, this one just to distinguish students. Make sense? So this one, the problem where you have to draw connections, which is the harder problems, are a few ones, so we can distinguish the students. So most of the test is gonna be in here. Okay, let's just go and see the type of problems. Like, here is a problem here. This is from تجميعات. Okay, it says the center of the circle. What do you think the answer is? This is from all tests. They asking for the center of the circle. Is it A, B, C, or D? Yeah, it's an easy one. Yeah, it's an easy one. Yes. Do you see how easy? This is an easy problem. Why? Because we just have to recall facts. I know fact that. What's the fact I know is this. This is the general formula for the circle. Yes? The center H goes with X with the opposite sign. K goes with Y with the opposite sign. Yes? So in this case, this is H, so this is going to be 2. This is a +1. I take it with the opposite sign, -1. So this is the answer. So this is one type of a problem in a test where if you know the fact, just do it. No calculation. If you know it, it's going to take you, I don't know, less than 10 seconds. Okay? Sorry. So this is one type of the problem of the test. Is it hard? Let me know, guys, before I move on to the next one. Is it hard? No, easy. So this is what gives you, okay, so now I can see one type of the problems. Now, so this is one. This is the second one, okay? So this is the second one where you have to know what's this, what's this, and what's the question. So you have to know matrices first. Then also you have to know that the first component is equal, since there is an equal sign, has to be the same as the first component. And the second component has to be the same as the second, third the same as the third, fourth the same as the fourth, because there is an equal sign. Yes? Yes? So if I ask you what's the value of X, what's the answer? Is it just an easy problem? Yes, the answer is, since it's in this place, it has to be the same as X, so the answer is negative 3. Easy? I just have to recall some facts and basic concepts. This is from تجميعات, all تجميعات. Are we good? So this gives you an insight. Okay, so the test is not really that hard. Okay, so we don't have to prepare. No, I'm talking about the simplest type of problems. Now, let's just move on to the second one, the most of the problems, which is this one. Before I talk about the problem, here is one problem. It says, how many roots are there? So if I ask you how many roots, what's the answer? Is it 1, 2, 3, or 4? Yes, the answer, as you're just saying, oh, it's not 4. This is 1, this is 2, this is a 3, yeah? There are like 3 roots, isn't it? So how to find roots? So this is important. The roots is how, okay? Yeah, because this is the test, as I have said at the beginning, it's from the public high school curriculum, okay? It's the public high school curriculum. Okay, so if you see here, whenever the graph cross the x-axis, there is a root. So how many times the graph have crossed the x-axis? 1, 2, 3, isn't it? Didn't you guys see it? So in this case, we have 3 solutions. Some of you call them solutions, some of you call them roots. Okay, so maybe the difference here is the terminology. Okay, so whenever the graph touches across the x-axis, there is a root, there is a solution. Now, here is a problem here where you have to as we say, use information in a new situation. Okay, so the question, this is from all تجميعات. It says one of the following is a factor. Now, pay attention. Okay, 1 is roots, second is factor, 3 is solution. These 3 words are different, but you can use them at the same content. Okay, so the word roots, factor, solution. So if I go back here, okay, for this one, so this is the x-axis. So when the graph touch the x-axis, what's y? Because this is y. What's the value of y here? What's the value of y? Let me make sure that we're at the same page. Is it 1? Is the value? Yes, 0. So the value of y here is 0. So, okay. So a factor, we would have a factor if this is, which is y, has to be 0. Yes or no? We would have a factor if this is 0. So if we plug in one of the numbers here, if we plug in one of these numbers, we'll get a 0. If we get a 0, then this is a factor. Make sense? If you plug in numbers, either you plug in 1, like in this case, x is 1. In this case, x, you plug in 2. In this case, x is -1. In this case, x is -2. So this is the second type of a problem, okay? Which is when you have to use information in a new situation. How? You know that a factor, when you plug in a number, you'll get a 0. Yes? So you see all these choices. So you start, okay, so which one will give me a 0? Yes? Which one will give me a 0? I've seen that some, they say B and D. Let's just try then B first. So when we plug in B, we plug in 2. So let's just calculate F at 2. F2 is going to be 8, because this is going to be 2 to the third power. This is going to be 4, -12. Yes, this is 0. Then the answer is B, and we're done. Now, this is the most type of a problem in the test, where there is an idea, you have to use it in a new situation. Simple and easy. Now, what do you guys think of this type of problem? Is it really, really hard? Is it really lengthy where you have to go through lines of solution? It's easy. Now, I have to be honest with you. It's not challenging, wala. It's not a tricky nisma. It's just you have to prepare well for the test. That's it. Once you prepare well, nisma, for the test, okay, and you see these type of problems and you exercise, you would say, okay, the test is easy, because you may have the same old ones from old tests, and they won't change the idea. The idea is going to be just, they're going to tweak the problem a little bit, but the idea is going to be there. Okay, so this is the most problems. Now, let's just then move to the third one. This is the third one, which is you have to draw connections among ideas. This is where students, they call it the hard ones, okay? This is the hard problems, but there are like a few of them. Maybe you would have 2 or 3 problems in math, 2 or 3 in chemistry, 2 or 3, and so on for the other subjects. Make sense? Make sense, you guys? So don't only focus for the hard ones. Most of the test is easy, simple, no lengthy computation, but you have to prepare well. Okay? And if you want to prepare well, you have to find a good way to prepare, a good source to take the information from. Okay? Now, for this problem here, this is where we call it the hard one. No, there is no calculator, Ghara. You can't use calculator. Now, you have to solve this one. So this is, you have to draw connections. How? This is an equation where there is a sine function. So in this case, I'll assume, pay attention, I'll assume x to be sine theta. So that's why we say this is, you have to draw connections, because this is from Tajmi'at. Now, if I assume x to be sine, isn't the equation is going to be 2x squared plus x equal to 1? Let me just see if you guys seeing what's going on. No, you can't use calculator. Yes, so Yes, since I take sign and put X instead of sign. Okay, so this is the harder problems of the test. Okay, where you have to draw connections, but they're like, as I just few, 2 or 3 only in each section. Okay. Yeah, because Faris, I need to solve the equation, but when I was in intermediate school, okay, secondary school, I was using X. I can solve an equation with X, isn't it, Faris? This is easy for me to solve. This equation here, Faris, 2x squared plus x minus 1 equal to 0 is easy for me to deal with. Okay?
That Hassan, we have just
Yes.
a couple more minutes for this segment.
Yeah, this is the last problem. Yeah, I told them. So 2 minutes and I'm done. Okay. So I know how to factor this one from secondary school. I have two numbers. When I multiply them, I'll get -1. So one of them is 1, the other is -1. One of them is 1, the other is -1. Okay, good. Here I have 2, so I know it's going to be 2 here or here. So the idea is, which one is bigger? Is it plus or minus? Plus is bigger. So this is the, I just have to save time, so I have to go fast for this one. So this is the way to solve the equation. Now, in this case, now I'm putting back sign. So this is going to be 2 sine theta minus 1 times sine theta plus 1 is equal to 0. Now, I would have two cases. The first case, 2 sine theta, which has to be 1. The other case is going to be sine theta is equal to -1. I know I'm fast a little bit because of time. So in this case, sine is going to be 1/2, or sine is going to be -1. Sine is -1 when theta is 270, and sine is 1/2 when it's 30. So the answer is 30, and we're done. Okay? Okay? I know I was fast in this one, but as I just said, the test is not all this type of problems. There are like 1 or 2 or 3 problems like this one where you have to go through lines, but most of the test easy. You have to know the information and the formulas you need, and it's just an easy and base. Okay. I had to stop now, Mr. Muhammad.
Thank you very much, Ustad Hassan. So okay, I'll take over now. Yeah, let me just share my screen again. Hey, you guys. So this was a little bit of a flavor of what the test looks like. Let me now just wait. This is right. Now let's talk about how to prepare for this SAAT test, and I'm going to try our best to finish within the hour exactly, 8:30. If worst case scenario, take 5-10 minutes just for the sake of questions. Please forgive us. Now, how do I prepare for this SAAT test? All of this is fine. As you have seen, Ustad Hassan mentioned it. Most of the questions, yes, they are not extremely tricky, but the tricky part is that you really have to remember the most important concepts or topics in all 4 subjects throughout 3 years. And that's the tricky part. So you really need to go through the material, make sure you are on top of things, and be ready. So the first thing is books, and I really recommend these 2 books over here. I am a big fan of Zama SAAT. I think they have done a great job with a lot of questions in it, as well as the SAAT book by الامتياز في التحصيلي, which is by Ibrahim Qushair. So for books, I would recommend these 2. This is for chemistry, physics, biology. I think they have book number 1 for math. Zama Tahsili is for all 4 subjects in 1 book. Right. Now, when it comes to تجميعات, which is a very, very important resource, تجميعات, for those who only speak English, is an Arabic word means collections, or basically tons of previously used questions, test bank, if you will. Okay,
or question bank. So we also prepared a lot of تجميعات for you. These are for free. You can scan this and go to our Leen Telegram group. And over there, you will find a lot of resources. One of them is the تجميعات that we have prepared. And if you stick around in that group, because we keep adding resources there, a lot of free resources. These are free. You don't need to be part of any course or anything. In addition to that, we also have the Leen SAAT course. This is a really robust and comprehensive course that covers all the subjects or material required for the SAAT test. And allow me just to go through some of the attributes of this course. First of all, this course is accredited, which means it was quality checked by TVTC, by the National E-Learning Center. So we are actually audited and verified by these organizations. We have, of course, trainers' experience is a plus for us. Alhamdulillah, all our trainers, like Mr. Hassan Al-Hadab and the other three, are very experienced in their subjects, and we only give the training in English. So if you expect that we will speak in Arabic or half Arabic, half English, I'm here to tell you that the full course will be in English. The question banks that we provide, like the one that I have just shared with you, we also provide mock exams. You can do them online in our platform, leen.sa. You will have your own account and you can test yourself. In addition, of course, for early preparation, those who register in the course, they can immediately preview or attend the previous course, the previous recording. Because some students, they say that I don't want to wait for another several weeks to attend the course. Can I attend the previous course? We say yes. The moment you subscribe to the course, you will have full access to the entire course that was recorded before, if you want to early prepare. And of course, then you can attend the live sessions, which is the course that you have subscribed to when the time comes. So for early preparation, yes, we got you back. In addition to that, the course material will remain available in your account until the exam date. So let's say that you missed a class or you want to review some of the classes you attended, all the recordings will be available in your account in leen.sa. Now, of course, our manuals are very, very rich. Allow me just to take a second to show you. For example, here, this is our biology manual. It has, I suppose, maybe 700 to 900 questions. All the explanation is taken care of. A lot of questions. And during the course, alhamdulillah, the time will be more than enough. But I'm just letting you know, this is the chemistry, for example. You can see this is more than 300 pages. It is extremely comprehensive. Alhamdulillah, the feedback from the students from previous years was very, very positive. So we cover the concept and we go through a lot of questions and then answered at the end. You can see and check for yourself. Okay. But in addition, there are so many resources. Honestly, we have, for example, preparation plan. We share with you a preparation plan, day by day, what you should study on your own. We also have study groups that you can join and you can just exchange concepts, questions, answers with your peers. And these are always available for those who are with us in the course. Now, the course will be delivered on December 23rd, okay? And it will be 22 days long, possibly even 24, because some students require review and so on. Both live and recorded. This is the live course, 2 hours a day. The course fees is 1,500 riyals. This is the regular fee, but we have a discount today, which is only 1,000 riyal. The course fee will be only 1,000 riyal if you use this discount code. So it will subtract 500 riyals. You will only pay 1,000. LVS 25. I know the S is similar to 5, but this is LVS 25. This offer is only good for 1 day. for 24 hours. Okay, between today and tomorrow noon, I'm sorry, tomorrow midnight, this offer holds. And after that, and we're not bluffing or anything, but honestly, this is what we do. We go back to the original price. This is only an offer for those who have put the effort to attend with us this live session. If you are interested to join, or we can also provide you, as I said, the free material. You can also benefit from those. But feel free to share this offer with your friends, even those who did not attend. Okay, you can also pay with Tamara. It's available. Like, we have a lot of success stories, alhamdulillah. Some of our students who have attended before with us, who got in their 90s, this is 97, this is 96. And just for the sake of time,
ولله الحمد وصل ولدي لمرحلة دخول الجامعة في أعلى المراتب بموزونة ما شاء الله لا قوة إلا بالله. يعني بما أعطيته من أسئلة ومراجعات ودورات يعني جميع أشياء، سواء كان في قدرات أو سواء في التحصيل. فأشكركم جزيل الشكر من المديرة إلى.
I'm sorry about the sound. I don't know how to fix this, but this is one of our clients, a parent who, mashallah, yani, a lot of her children have attended with us. And alhamdulillah, we were happy to hear that her children were very successful in their exams and they were admitted in the college programs that they were interested in. Alhamdulillah, yani, we have so many examples. Actually, my son himself attended Leen courses, and now he was admitted in the program he was interested in. I always tell people that here is how I assure quality of the training. I only take my children to courses that Leen offers. And that's how we do it. So just a reminder, and Mr. Hassan, Allah ya'afiyah ma qassar, please do not delay your preparation. You don't need to take Leen's course. You don't need to take a specific course or a specific book. But no matter what your plan is, please don't delay your preparation. Yes, Mr. Hassan has shown you that the questions can be straightforward. But again, if you don't remember what happened 2 years ago, or you don't remember what happened in the beginning of the second or third year in secondary school, then even that trivial question will be a challenge. And the challenge is for you to really have all this knowledge ready for the test. Now, some of you have asked about the GAT test, which is the Qudrat. There is a course coming up in a few days. If you are interested in this, feel free to contact us for this course. You can take a screenshot if you are interested. And also, some students have also said we would like to deliver the course in our school. We do deliver courses in schools, but that has to be arranged with the school administration. We have a lot of schools that we have worked with, alhamdulillah. Actually, just this week, we have, actually next week we're going to conclude a course with NEOM International School, and we also have a couple ongoing. So if you are interested, let us know and we will arrange with them. Right. Now I'm going to take your questions. Meanwhile, you can go ahead and join our Telegram. But I'm going to take your questions. Please do ask us the questions you have. We have 11 minutes at least. And Mr. Hassan and myself will be more than happy to answer your questions. I'm going to start, first of all, with a couple of the written questions, but feel free to raise your hand if you would like to take the mic and ask the question. Until then, let me ask Mr. Hassan a question that came to us about how many sections do we have? If every section is 22 questions, how many sections will there be in the test?
5 sections.
So 5 sections for each subject, or 5 subjects?
No. For each section is a blended of all subjects: math, chemistry, physics, and biology. All of them.
So they are mixed, yani 5
Yes.
sections that are mixed.
Yeah, and in their website they said 22 problems in each section, I think this is the average of each section. So some of them might have more than 22, maybe let's say 23, 24, some of them maybe 21, but this is the average of each section when they say
Okay.
20.
طيب Abdullah, you have the mic, Abdullah. Please ask your question. أول شيء switch on the mic and ask. Go ahead.
I've been thinking ahead that the test is going to be like mixed up by 4 subjects, but that will be order, or it'll be some other places.
I'm not sure I got the. Did you get the question, Mr. Hassan?
He was saying that the subjects are mixed in each section. Yeah, this is fine because you're going to see easy problems. They're not hard. It's not, as I just said, this is not the same test you're taking in your high school. This is
Yeah.
about, recalling information, applying the information in simple new situations. So all the problems for all subjects going to be just like a straightforward problems. And all of them are multiple choice problems where you have 4 choices. So this will make the working with this test easy. Hopefully this makes sense.
Yeah, but it will be like order, or it
No,
be
there is
different.
no order, because you'll get a booklet and your friend next to you will get a different booklet, but it's the questions are arranged differently. So maybe you start with the first question in biology and your friend in physics, but at the end is going to be the same problems at the end. Okay.
طيب
Okay.
محمد بدر الهوشان. محمد تفضل. محمد.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أشكرك أستاذ إنك اخترتني. I just have one short question.
Go
For
ahead.
me to be ready for the exam, how many months should I take to get ready? كم
طيب
شهر؟
أنا yes, I got your question. And if, يعني Mr. Hassan, you can also follow up on this. And I think that the earlier the better. You will probably see that some of the topics you still didn't take in school, but you can always go back to those few ones. But if you delay the preparation until يعني 1 or 2 months before the test, I think you are getting into the danger zone. I recommend students to start as early as at least 4 or 5 months before the test, okay, to start at least يعني, if not more, to start preparing for this test. Especially if you look at the secondary school students يعني life, you will see that there is a lot going on other than school and the SAT. You have GAT, some students, they want to prepare for their English tests like IELTS. Some students prepare for other exams, for example, the CPC test, for example. If you see how many tests a student has in his last year, you really need to start early so that you don't cram everything in a very short period of time. So I would say at least 4 or 5 months before, so that you can take it easy on yourself. You don't need to do crazy hours every day while you are busy with other things. But maybe it's Mr. Hassan, you have a different opinion.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. We tell a student here in public high school that at the beginning of the second semester, okay, which is going to be at the end of November, they have to be starting preparing for the SAA test. So like, let's say at the beginning of December, they start preparing for the test, because if the test is in May is not counted. You have just to go for a quick review in May. So yeah, 4 to 5 months is good to prepare.
I also have one short question because ما ودي أخذ من أحد ثاني وقت عشان هم بيسألون. شو اسمه? What was the question? Sorry, I forgot. So let someone else please question. Sorry.
No
أشكرك
problem.
أستاذ على وقتك.
If there is time, Muhammad, you can raise your hand again and we can inshallah take it. Okay.
أشكرك على وقتك أستاذ. أشكرك.
أهلا محمد. Lamis, the mic is yours. لميس شاهد.
Assalamu alaikum.
عليكم السلام.
Can I take if I took the test like 2 times this year, can I take it next year if I didn't like the mark, or I can't?
Mr. Hassan.
Yes, you can take it. Even the for SAAT, you can take it next year. For the GAT, if you finish high school, you get the 6th chance also if you want to repeat the test. So yes.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
we have a question here by Ghala. She's asking, do you recommend to start studying for the SAAT in grade 11, or is it better to focus on GAT and in grade 12 start studying for SAAT? A very interesting question. Mr. Hassan.
Okay, well, what we tell a student is this. At the end of the first semester in the 12th grade, you have to be done with the GAT. You have to finish the GAT, okay? So from the second semester, because now we have 3, you would be ready only to prepare for the SAA test, okay? And also, if you want to apply for KFUPM, they have an SAAT, the early SAAT. So it's going to be a good chance for you. If you prepare from now, you may take the test for KFUPM, which is the early SAAT test for them. So you don't have to start from 11th grade because there are like too many subjects you haven't studied yet to be preparing.
Some people were asking if the session is recorded. The session is recorded, and we are going to, inshallah, share it with you later on. There was a question somewhere about what score should I aim for, and I think this is related to what Mr. Hassan was saying. Even though the exam questions are not made to be extremely challenging generally, I think that you should aim for the highest score ever, highest score possible for you, okay? So because the competition in admissions in colleges in Saudi Arabia is very high, you really need, and you have seen how much weight there is for the SAT. So don't just take the phrase, it's easy questions. Remember that there's a lot at stake as well. So you really need to seek, I'm not going to say perfectionism, but be as good as possible and cover the subjects as much as possible. طيب. Abdullah, the mic is yours.
In the number had that we need like 80 to 100 so we can get good enough to college.
Right. What's your question, Abdullah?
No, his question is like he's saying that he need to get above 80 to get a seat in one of the schools. Yeah. See, there is like 2 tests. Mr. Muhammad have shown you the slide at the beginning. There is a high school grade, which is 10 to 30%. There is GAT, which is varies from 30 to 50 sometimes, and there is SAAT that varies from 30 to 50. Okay, so different school, they have different percent where they can get. Yes, if you have to get above 80 so you can be good for competing for a better school. Yes.
And it's a weighted problem. So they look at the weight of SAT, GAT, and the school GPA, and then they add them together. And for example, in schools like KFUPM, they take the top number of students that they target to admit that day, and then that's it. So it's not really if you get 80% and you are guaranteed a seat or anything like that. That's why we're saying students, they have to be mindful of the competition in admissions. That's why they need to take these tests really, really seriously. Umar Jalloul, you guys will take like another 5 minutes and then we're going to conclude. Okay, so please stick around. These are very good questions. Umar?
Yes, hi. I just wanted to ask that I take IB and I didn't pick physics as a subject. I just wanted to check if I should start studying physics more just for the SAAT.
Okay.
Yes. Further.
Was his name Omar? Yes.
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 Yes, Omar. See, I know that you've taken IP and stuff. The test consists of the public high school curriculum. Okay.
Mm.
But when we're teaching a student, I'm talking about the math section. Okay. I'm talking about the math section, and you can ask the physics teacher. We found that 3 subjects, the students in international school, they don't study. So what we have done, we have like explained these sections, and we've solved the problems for the SAAT from تجميعات, and we put them as recorded. Okay, so if you want to get a textbook to study or you take a course, you have to know they're gonna tell you which sections they are not covering in international schools. So you have just to take a look at them. Okay, so you can
Okay.
know that which type of question they're gonna ask you. So you don't have to study a
Yes.
textbook. Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
And
yes, you
I
don't
have
have to
another
study,
question.
Omar, just to be clear, you don't have to study the textbook, but you will be tested on physics based على Saudi general program, general school program. And you don't, for you to prepare, it's better to go to SAAT resources and study from there. Because you don't want to study the full curriculum for all 2-3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I have another question. We finish externals on the 21st of May, and you said that there's a likely, like a high percentage chance that the SAAT might happen in May. So I just want to check if the probability is high.
It's
You
the
will
same.
you will have
Okay, go
yeah,
ahead. Yeah.
you will have the dates available. You will be able to pick the date that is suitable for you. Yani if they repeat what they have done last time, in February, they will open the registration. You will see the calendar of the days in which you can take the course, the test, and you can choose the test that is suitable for you. Okay? Yani it's not
Let
like
me
a
say
specific.
something, Mr. Muhammad. Sorry for interruption, but let
Sure,
me say
sure.
something. Okay. For the previous years, like 5 or 6 years, the end of the year was almost with Hajj. Okay. So what they have done, they have put the test within the school days. Okay. It's not in the holiday. Now, this year, the end of the year is going to be after Hajj. Okay. So they may go back to do it the old way, which is the test is going to be in the holiday. So we don't know yet. Okay.
Okay.
Omar? Okay, makes sense. So yeah, you may just have to finish high school, then take the test.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Quick questions, Mr. Hassan. Quick questions, quick answers, please. Is it a paper or computer-based?
Paper-based.
Is there a list of topics for each subject?
Yes, there is a list of topics, and it's the same as the ones in the curriculum.
Okay. Now, there is a question about the book. Is it digital or not? The books that you will get from Leen, our own material, is all digital. It's all PDF. But the books that we have shown you, they are mainly available in printed format in the bookstores. Will joining this course make me ready enough to enter the test? Inshallah, yes. But Anna, I always tell students in all our GAT and SAAT courses, always couple your good course with a good book. Okay, we are talking about your future. We don't want to take chances here. It's better to couple a good course with a good book, in addition to the other resources like تجميعات, like our WhatsApp groups where you learn from your colleagues. How many sections in the exams? We talked about this. When does the new Leen course start? And it's okay if I have subscribed and start studying in December. Yes, you can subscribe now to benefit from the discount. If you subscribe in December at the regular price, this is absolutely fine. The benefit now is the discount, and the benefit now is that you can immediately attend the previous course recording if you want to have a head start. Okay? طيب. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. We're sorry we took 5 minutes from your time, more than what we promised. Like, and there were some really good questions. I repeat the announcement of the course. If you are interested in joining the course, here is the course information with the discount code, and the contact information. I sincerely wish you all the best in your school and your exams, and I really hope that one day you'll get back to us and say that you did amazing in the SAAT and the GAT tests, and hopefully we will be part of your journey preparing for these very important tests. Thank you very much, and good night.